This is not Taja Bear Bay Show.
No.
This is the Hawker Bay Show.
Yes.
Look at the people, let them know who show this is.
This is the Hawker Bay Show.
So you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know now, because you're not gonna take over my show.
Okay.
Let's say Islam to the people.
Islam.
Islam. First and foremost, raise your hand up like that for me. Matter of fact, bring us in.
Allah to the universe.
Huh? Oh. Start from scratch. Come on.
Allah, the Father, the universe, the Father, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation, by night and by day. Through His holy prophet, Gurley. Amen.
Amen. Islam. Raise them up like this. Let the people see the palm of your hand. Let them see the palm of your hand. First and foremost, we rise giving praise to the great God of the universe, Allah. We give honor to His noble and illustrious prophet, Prophet Noble Gurley, and we give honor to everybody in the chat. Do you honor everybody in the chat? Huh? Because they in here to hear what I got to say, not what you got to say. Now, they might want to hear you too. They might want to hear you too. I don't know. They might want to hear you too. But they might want to hear what I got to say. So can I say something? All right. Don't be over here doing nothing, watching the chat, reading the chat, and all that disturbing me. I'm talking to my people. Okay. Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
But I got to talk to my people. It's no. So look, family. Today, what we're going to talk about, I hope y'all share this far and wide, because today what we're going to talk about is the fear of the slave master. Here in 2017. In 2017, it seems that we have innate, in something in us that allows us or prevents us, if you will, from doing the things necessary to move for us to move forward. It seems to me, this is just me. You know what I mean? I want everybody to share this. I'm gonna wait till the numbers build a little bit. Because I got something I want to share before I start the show. You know, something I want to share before I really go into the show. But it appears to me that it's something inside us that's stopping us. It's something inside us that's stopping us from moving forward. It's something inside us that's stopping us to be not to take initiative for our progress. There's something inside us. But before I go there, let me get a shout out to the chat. Shout out to 50 Bay. Shout out to Don Rydell. Shout out to Love Star Nelson. Of the other 50 Bay. Tyrone Session, peace and love. Shout out to who else there? Who else there? Who else there? I don't see who else there. Whoever else there in the chat, peace and love. I appreciate you. I got my brother in the building. My brother Gabriel Hernandez L. We haven't seen him in a minute. We're going to talk to him, see what he's been up to. Let him share the floor and give us an idea as to what's going on with him and what's going on with the temple in Atlanta. And also let him chime in on some of the issues that plague our people. So with that, we're going to bring in my good brother, Gabriel Hernandez L. Are you there, my brother? Oh, with that introduction, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. You there?
I just gave you the introduction like a president did, and you sitting over there messing with Trump somewhere. You know what I mean? Tweeting or something. Anyway, good brother. We in the building. Brother, first of all, introduce yourself to the people, and then then swing it right back to me, because I got some few things I want to ask you. Introduce yourself to the people.
Islam family, arise, giving all praise to the Lord. And I want to honor the Prophet Noble Gurley, his forerunner, Marcus Messiah Garvey, and all of you. For when man honors man, he honors his Father God Allah. Basically, you know, I just came on this show to build with you today. When you brought the topic to me, as you remember this morning, I brought you a similar topic, and so since we were on the same wavelength, I went ahead and put together some information that you kind of asked me for, and I think we're gonna have a really interesting show today, and we're gonna bring some much needed information to the family that you know, I think they need to hear, because sometimes it gets swept under the rug and we kind of miss out on some of this information.
Islam. And brother, before I go any further, I want everybody, if anybody got a friend in the Nation of Islam in the chat, I would like them to share this video, to share this live stream. I got a message that I got to send to my family in the Nation of Islam, and I want to make sure they get this message. So if anybody has a friend in the Nation of Islam, I want to share this message, and I will share it offline also, but I want to share this message to our friends and brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam, because there's a message that I want to share with them before we start with the show. But with that, Gabriel Hernandez, the last time you was on the show, you talked about this land that y'all have purchased with the temple in Atlanta. You talked about this fabulous study group. You talked about these great things. You haven't been on the show in a while. Brother, give us an update. What's up with the land? What's up with the study group? What's going on, brother? Give us an update. We need to know what's going on.
Yeah, we've been out here working more. That's that's what I do. So in between, fathering and homeschooling my children, working, putting in that work, paying these bills. Our temple has, like you just mentioned, we acquired 40 acres in California, San Bernardino to be exact, and it's about an hour outside of LA. We have some good farmland in California. We actually looking to make a trip out there. Early part of the first of the year, probably right after the Prophet celebration, we're gonna head out there and start setting up some things. At least get some of the crops started, because they have a different kind of climate out that way. So it pretty much stays, 70, 80 year round. In that location. So, we just doing a lot. We got some projects we're working on in the city. Matter of fact, we're mirroring your project in Baltimore. So since probably July, we've been getting everybody's credit tight. We've been having classes on building your personal and your business credit, so that when we start to go out here on the block, and we can go ahead and purchase some of these properties collectively. There's various strategies to use. We just want to make sure that everybody is up to par, and we can play it any different number of ways. But definitely we're trying to build that Moorish community out here. We got a few businesses we just started. We just put in our first bid for our first cleaning contract through our temple. So we're moving. Got some things going, and we're just building.
Islam. That's good. Because brother, I'm telling you, you keep talking all this stuff about this land and about this fabulous study group and all this stuff, and we ain't hearing no progress. So every time you come here, we need more progress, more production going on. Brother, tell us where your study group is held and what time, brother. And we too, because if you got some land, you're gonna need somebody to work the land. You just can't have no land sitting there talking, it's drawing interest like some old European bank account. So we're gonna need some help. Where you located?
No, you actually 100% right, Mo. I'm glad you said that. I wasn't I wasn't gonna burden the family with that, but eventually I am looking to bring some people on. I'm hoping that the family that wants to be a part, if they want to be a part, we are opening up the land so that people can move there if you want to work on the land. I actually was working on the actual plan the other night as far as how much acreage we can let go per Moorish family that wants to move. We have a few different options with the tiny houses, some of the yurts, some of the earth ships. I'm looking at a few different ways that we can do it. So, right now, really in that development stage, but for those who are looking to really build and want to be a part of something and, are interested, even those who have temples who want to have their own piece of the pie, if you will, and how to get some of this land out here, I want to share that with the family as well. So I'm going to screenshot real quick exactly where we are located. If y'all can see that, can you see that?
Sure can. Absolutely.
So that's our flyer for our temple. You see, we meet at 1059 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard in Atlanta, Georgia, 30310. If you got questions, you can reach us at moorescience-temple-of-america.info. Our number is on there. Just reach out if you need the times. If you can't find it, just call us, and we'll guide you to the spot. But yeah, this is what we're doing in Atlanta. So every week we have new members coming in, new brothers, new sisters showing up, family showing up, and looks like everybody is game. And you know, one of the things that I'm running across, I just had a chance to watch the last show earlier today, and one of the things I noticed was that dialogue you had between that sister, you know, and she was talking about all of the status corrections and things, and you know, you let her rock a little bit. And, you know, this is something that here in Atlanta has been a major, I'm not even gonna say obstacle, but it's been definitely something that we've had to deal with because since the 90s, you know, that has been a major part of what is considered more science in Atlanta. So I just been, you know, inviting all of those people to come out so we can have these conversations. We can look at the information, we can compare notes, and I can show you that, you know, just like this last week, we had a brother show up. He actually works with the Atlanta government in real estate. And, you know, he has tried some of those things. And he just said, man, he said, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. You know, we got families. We're trying to raise families. Who has time to be in jail every time you want to go outside and do something? You got to get pulled over, and then you got some crazy paperwork that they don't not even familiar with, let alone do they recognize it. And, you know, it's just a lot of unnecessary stuff that people are putting themselves through. And then the elders, you know, I'm not trying to call names, but, you know, the elders out here that have been pushing that stuff for a long time, they know that the people out here suffering end up getting locked up, losing their houses, losing their family, losing their children, and still out here promoting it. So indeed, we fighting against it more. We teaching the right way, and we're trying to show people that, you know, what the prophet's plan was versus what has been out in the public marauding as more science.
Islam, and we're actually going to touch on that most likely on Sunday, and we're going to do some comparative analysis as I always do on this show. But for now, what I want to do is direct your attention to this split screen. Right now, family, I have a message for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's right, Moorish World TV, we are in the big league. We are in the big league to address anything that comes upon the screens of YouTube, social media, TV. When it mentions more science, we want you to come correct and be correct. And so at this point, I want to say with all due respect, I honor my good brother, the Minister Louis Farrakhan, but in his latest presentation, where he says separation or death, he made a statement that I disagree with, and I would say and would hope that most Moorish Americans that follow the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, that's a part of a temple within the Moorish Science Temple of America, I would hope that they back me on this. But if they don't, all is good. All is well. Allah is leading on and victory is sure. But this is no shot. This is no disrespect to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But it's something I got to address. I can't let it go. If I address Sadnetta, that's my brother. If I will address Shaka Mos, that's my brother. I will also address the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's my brother. But I will address each and everybody in love and in truth. No one is above being addressed in love and truth. So with that, I hope that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan received this message. I'm also going to share this video with my brother Troy X and brothers that I know in the Nation of Islam in hopes that the brother will receive this message. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a response back. That's not important. I don't do this for reputational fame. But here we go. Listen good.
Recently, the FBI, in a new...
Hold on.
Recently, the FBI, in a new version of the counterintelligence program, talked about black identity extremists. And they've got the Moorish Science Temple and the followers of Noble Drew Ali, and they didn't mention.
One more time.
Recently, the FBI, in a new version of the counterintelligence program, talked about black identity extremists. And they've got the Moorish Science Temple and the followers of Noble Drew Ali, and they didn't mention.
Now I'm going to stop right there, family. The reason why I am addressing this, because I want people to know that in actuality, the FBI did not mention the Moorish Science Temple of America, nor did they mention the followers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Matter of fact, if you want to see the FBI report, I am going to put the link in the chat. I am going to put the link in the chat so you can go and see the FBI report. It's right there. In actuality, the FBI report speaks to, and I'm going to show you, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm going to show you what it speaks to. The FBI report, actually, they coined a phrase, if you will, for what they're speaking to. And it's not the Moorish Science Temple of America. They actually call it the Moorish sovereign citizen ideology. They actually know the difference. They actually know the difference. When you look at it, you look at the report and you will see that they know the difference between the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Moorish sovereign citizen ideology. Now, everybody knows that the Moors that subscribe to that ideology don't call themselves sovereign citizens. But what they're talking about is the principles in which they subscribe to. And they call themselves, as it says in this last line, in addition, not all self-identified Moors are sovereign citizens, and not all sovereign citizen Moors engage in violence against law enforcement or illegal activity. They know all these snitchings and police around here, they know what's going on. They call this ideology, a way of thinking. The Moorish sovereign citizen extremists. They're not talking about the Moorish Science Temple of America. When you look here, and I'm gonna just use this. This comes out the Huffington Post. Go to the Huffington Post or Google the Huffington Post and ask Google for the article for the black identity, and read the article. The report states that all perpetrators were influenced by Moorish sovereign citizens. They know the difference between the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Moorish sovereign citizen. And so me addressing this is saying, let's not put the two together, because they have already separated. They know the difference. They know who's who. You know, and the thing is, we have to be careful when we begin to mix apples and oranges. We can't mix these apples and oranges. You know, once we mix these apples and oranges, we put us in the same pot. Because I'll tell you what, I ain't got no time for a right to travel. That ain't my thing. I mean, man, trust me, man. Ain't nothing soft about me. Ain't nothing soft about me. But I ain't got time to be pulled over and me and Taji sitting on the curb with some fake license. It ain't that. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that. So I felt the need to address that need to be corrected. That they did not mention, not one time in the report, the Moorish Science Temple of America and the followers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Not in that report. And that's what my good brother, the minister, said, that the followers of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish Science Temple of America, that was not mentioned in the report. That was not mentioned in the report. That would be like an offshoot of the Nation of Islam, and they speaking to them, yet you accept it, even though you know they're not speaking to you. Well, me, as a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, me as a member from the and see, this brother say, meanwhile, let me address that. The Moorish sovereign citizen ideology does not derive from the Moorish Science Temple of America. That is a European ideology. That is a European ideology. That doesn't come from the Moorish Science Temple of America. And I would debate anybody on it. I will show you when it started. That is a European ideology. It never came from the Moorish Science Temple of America. Moors that left the temple, they begin to subscribe to a European ideology. That's it. That came from a European ideology. It did not derive from the Moorish Science Temple of America. No way, shape, or form. No way, shape, or form. You know, so they're talking about people that left the Moorish Science Temple of America, but they know the difference. It's my point. They didn't say that Moorish Science Temple of America was on their list. That's my point. That's my point. And that's where it's going to be. You know, unless somebody can show me something different, the Moorish Science Temple of America ain't on no list. No one is above correction. We know what that say. And context. You know what I mean? Context. You know what I mean? Now check this out. They didn't say the Moorish Science Temple of America is on no list. They directly said the Moorish sovereign citizen movement. There's the link right there to the document. There it go. There it go. The link to the document is in the chat. They didn't say that. You know what I mean? But whether they think it derived from the Moorish Science Temple of America, you see what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. Oh, yeah. I know you on my side, but I just want to make it clear, brother. I want to make it clear. I want to make it clear that they already got who they want in the crosshairs. Don't put my prophet in the crosshairs. Because my prophet don't teach that nonsense. My prophet don't teach that nonsense. My prophet teach a way of life that is no different than any other group of people that comes to America. Although we were brought here and although we were already here, but any group of people that is in America and want their piece of the pie and ready to fight and do whatever it takes for their piece of the pie. And fight doesn't mean a physical fight. I'm talking about fight to work hard, fight to build, fight to make something happen in this day and time. Fight to make something happen. You know what I mean? Unite. Build brick by brick. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about no conscious community on YouTube building. We ain't talking about that. But honor to the brother, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You know what I mean? Honor to that brother that has dedicated his life for the liberation of our people. But before we say something, we got to go through it thoroughly. because we begin to mix apples and oranges. There is not a brother or sister in the temple that I know subscribe to that. Not that I know. Now, if it's one, y'all, let me know who they are. Let me know who we are. Absolutely, we be willing to fight, brother. But we talk about a different fight now. You know what I mean? Our fight right now is on the boots on the ground, making something happen. But I'm going to leave it alone at that. You know what I mean? If you got any questions, they can inbox me. Y'all can inbox me. It's a huckabay@yahoo.com. They can inbox me. All right? You're doing good. Appreciate you. It's up. It's up. It's up. You're doing good, man. Because, I mean, you want to take over my show. You want to say something to the people? You don't want to say that? You sure? I'm doing good? Speak up so they can hear you.
Yes.
So I know I got your approval.
Yep.
No, I love you, right?
Yes.
All right. Love?
Yes.
Can I carry on?
Yes.
Okay, boss. Anyway. Anyway, so look, let's get on with the show. Now, today's show is really about why the heck. That's right. Conscious community shot. That's right. Shots fired. Don't go all right, Jamal Fowler. Sometimes I got to do it, Jamal. Not bad. Sometimes I got to do it. I got to load it up sometimes. Not bad. I'm going to put it away. All right, look. Put it away. I'll put it away. I'm gonna put it away, man. I'll put it away. Nah, Jamal, I just get worked up sometimes, man. I just get worked up. Anyway, so look, this show here, man, it shows me that our people are shook. You know what I mean? This show is about fear of the slave master, fear to build your own, man. Why are we scared to build our own? What has happened to us to make us so scared to build our own? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I put up a GoFundMe to try to get something to happen for our people. Man, it seems like nothing. It seems to be moving on it. And so I have to go to other means to try to get this area built. So today's topic is fear of the slave master, the fear of building our own. And it is my guess that what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and what happened in Philadelphia and multiple other places, but I'm using this as an example. What happened in these places has led us to be crippled emotionally when it comes to putting some passion behind building something for us. It gives me the impression that we have been passed down genetically, spiritually, and emotionally, an ideal, and I say genetically too, good goodness, because we don't want to move, an ideal of not doing nothing for ourselves. And I think a lot of it comes from to see what happened when we see what happened with our people that went to do for self, the destruction that followed. The destruction that followed when our people went to do and endeavored to do for themselves, not long after destruction followed. It doesn't matter whether it was the MOVE movement, whether it was Black Wall Street, or wherever it was, destruction followed. So let's start with the MOVE movement. If anybody is familiar with the MOVE movement, in Philadelphia in 1985, the police dropped a bomb on a residential neighborhood, leaving 11 people dead, including 5 children. But how many people told us that they never heard of the bombing? I'm pretty sure there is many people that don't even know in this generation about this destruction that you see in this picture. This was a row house community in Philadelphia where Europeans dropped the bomb. They dropped the bomb on our people in this fashion. So family, this is not my video I put together. This is actually a video that I snatched for the purpose of, I don't agree with all the commentary, calling them radical and this, that, and the third. But the point of the matter is that they literally dropped a bomb on those brothers and sisters of the movement. And it seems to me that we have come to the point where as though now we, whether we feel the residuals of that passed down by our mothers and fathers that did not strive to build anything for us, by us, and that fear has been passed down. We don't even know about the incidents, so to say. However, we know that our people before us have not endeavored to build much more after that. And we get into the building and the dismantling of the Moorish Science Temple of America another time. But the question is, what has happened to our psyche that we do not endeavor to build for us and by us? We have to revisit that so we can break this chain. We got to break it. Let me share this real quick. So the movement. Let me give you a little bit of history, just a little bit of history on it. Before we move forward, the Black Liberation Group, and that's what it was labeled back then. And like I said, this is just research. I didn't type this. This is just research. You know what I'm saying? And I'll show you why I grabbed some of these research and I'm copying it and I'm bringing it to you just to inform you. There was considered a Black Liberation Group formed in 1972 by John Africa, born Vincent Leopold, living communally in a house in West Philly. Members of MOVE all changed their surnames to Africa, shunned modern technology and materialism, and preached support of animal rights, revolution, and return to nature. The first conflict with law enforcement occurred in 1978 when police tried to evict them from their house. A firefight erupted, killing one police officer, injuring several more on both sides. 9 members of the group were sentenced to 100 years in prison for the officer killing. In 1981, the group moved to a row house on Osage Avenue. At their new headquarters, MOVE members boarded up the windows, built a fortified roof bunker, and broadcast profanity. This is European writing this stuff. This is from a news report. Political lectures with bullhorns at all hours, drawing complaints. But anyway, this is the MOVE people. You know what I mean? Our people in 1978. You know, when it was all said and done, this what was left in 1985. They bombed the whole block. You see this? And I think this type of psychological warfare, it still resonates in the hearts and minds of our people, and it prohibits them to endeavor to build something today. It have to. Not saying that they knew about this, not saying that they actually can feel this consciously, but when you have those that come behind an incident like this, and they don't endeavor to build nothing anymore, you have to conclude that they passing down to their children not to build for self and by self. That's why I have 2,000 followers or 2,000 subscribers on Facebook, and yet every one of them will not give $10 to start a project to build something for us and by us. That's why I got 4,000 subscribers on Facebook, and people won't even hit the GoFundMe button to try to endeavor to build something for us by us. They think I'm gonna take their $10, Taji. Taji, do I need their $10?
No.
Huh?
No.
Do I have $10?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, that's it. No more from you. Anyway, but I think what happened is that the psychological effect of this sort of incidents where they will drop a bomb, they will literally drop a bomb on a group of people. It impairs. I mean, look at this. Let me do it again. They dropped a bomb. You understand? And I think it impairs our people, impaired our people at that time. And it still carries on today, because nobody is endeavoring to build anything for us by us. We may be building some religious institutions. We may be building some things for the religious sector, but we're not building anything for a group of people as the Move people separated, Move brothers and sisters, I keep calling Move people. The Move brothers and sisters, they separated themselves for whatever reason. That's their right. They can do what they want to do in this country. This one makes it America. But they don't deserve to be bombed. You know what I mean? They don't deserve to be bombed. You know, at the same time, we have a bunch of other examples. You know, it's a shame that in this day and time, we have more people that are interested in self-gain and self-recognition than building anything for us by us. As the show go on, I'm gonna let my brother Hernandez come in for a minute, but as the show go on, I want to share something with you that you probably don't even know. You hear about Tulsa, Oklahoma, but do you know the details of Tulsa, Oklahoma? And people always talk about what they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma as it relates to burning them down, shutting it down, and doing this, that, and the third. And you hear about that stuff. But before I call my brother Gabriel Hernandez into the chat, let me screen share this with you real quick. I want to share this with you. Some of the, and I'm gonna dance around this slide because I do things unorthodox. I got plenty of slides, but I don't stick with the script. I move with the spirit. I move with the ancestors. How I feel about it. You don't like it? It's okay. You're gonna have to get over it. But okay, so look at this. Look at this. This is the governor. He got a pistol, look like. I think that's the governor. I could be wrong, but I think when I did my research, it said that was the governor. Okay. Look at this. They could care less. Did that mess your psyche up? Did that do something to you? Is that doing something to you to make you don't want to support building something for us by us? I say possibly so. You know what I mean? Let me read this. By the time it was extinguished, talk about the bomb, the fire from the bomb. 4 hours later, 61 houses, 61 was razed, apart from a woman and a 13-year-old boy who escaped when the fire started. Everyone in the Move house was dead. Is that why nobody wants to support building a community for us and by us? Are you scared? Are you shook? Do you think, or is it the principle that delude to slavery, thinking I'm going to take your money? Is that what it is? Well, family, we're going to have to start somewhere. We're going to have to start somewhere. I'm going to do everything I can to build this community. The link is at the bottom of the chat if you want to support. Take a chance. See what happens. I'm going to make it happen. With or without you. I would rather do it with you. And I'm talking about your contribution. You know what I mean? I'm talking about your contribution. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, it says, by the time it was extinguished, 4 hours later, 61 houses had been razed, apart from a woman and a 13-year-old boy who escaped the fire. Everyone in Move House was dead. The 11 deaths included the Move founder, John Africa, 5 adults, 5 children between the age of 7. How old are you?
7.
7. My son is 7. Between the ages of 7 and 13. Despite investigations and formal apologies, which mean you were wrong, neither the mayor nor the police commissioner nor anyone else from the city was criminally charged. Is that why y'all don't want to support building nothing? They think they're going to come for us. That what you think? That shouldn't stop you. But I see it does. Because, again, I put the ad up that, man, listen, if everybody gives $10, if every subscriber, now I know it's probably 1,000 agent and maybe another 1,000 just haters for no reason that subscribe to Moorish World TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure. But at the same time, you know, if you're gone, you got to say bye to the people. Okay, give me a second. I'm talking to Taji. He my co-host, but he my co-host, but he acting up. He said waiting for his food. Anyway, check this out. His brother hooking him up. Check this out. Anyway, it made me lose my thought. Hold up, here we go. I'm just gonna move with the ether, whatever. Is that really what I said? If I got 4,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, and 1,000 probably agents, another 1,000 is just haters for no reason because they don't like me hooping and hollering and moving all around in this chair and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But the other 2, man, give $10, man, and see what happens. That's what I said. Give $10 and see what happens. Give $20. Give what you can give. Jay-Z, you should be watching my show and drop it all in there and let the people see. Now, this brother, Birdie Africa, I think this brother was recently found dead, deceased, if you will, in a tub on a Caribbean cruise ship. I don't know what that's all about. I'm going to look in that. You know what I mean? This is one of the only survivors. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Islam. Say Islam to the people. Islam. And good night. Good night. Because after you finish, you got to go to school tomorrow. You know what I mean? All right. So let me finish with this. So I'm going to investigate that and see if the brother was up to something that would maybe bringing charges or something like that, looking for some sort of compensation. But all of a sudden he found unconscious in a hot tub. Okay, let's start with Tulsa, Oklahoma real quick. But before that, my brother Gabriel Hernandez, are you there?
Brother, I'm here, brother.
Brother, take the floor for a minute. Let's see what you have to add before I go into Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's the 9:04 hour. I ask everybody to thumbs up. Always share, but thumbs up is very important. The reason why thumbs up important, I found out that the more likes that you have, the more that it gets in rotation. And so we want to make sure that we get this message out. We want to make sure that people get this message that we are trying to build on the ground something for us, by us. And when I say for us and by us, I'm just not talking about Moorish Americans. I'm talking about those with forward thinking. When I dig into the Tulsa, Oklahoma building, you will see that there was multiple churches there. And what I mean by multiple churches, what am I saying? That means everybody didn't see things alike, but they got along economically and made something happen. I think they had about 15, 16 different churches. That means everybody didn't go to the same place to worship. And when we build a community, we don't have to do that either. But economically, we can be strong. So anybody that think your conditions can be better. Let your brother spearhead it. Let me build the template. But I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help. Can't do it by myself. I'm going to need your help. With that, my brother Gabriel Hernandez, talk to the people, brother. Add on, brother, whatever you feel.
Yeah, I'll just give another, just an extra story with the same perspective. I know you're building on Tulsa, touching on Move. You know, the same thing happened here in Atlanta. I don't know if you can see my screen up. 1906. Basically, what happened here is Europeans had played. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with the Fox Theater, but it's basically built like a mosque. And they aired Birth of a Nation, 1906, in that theater right there on Peachtree Street. And it's kind of not too far from Auburn and Edgewood, which historically are, you know, Moorish owned or black owned areas. And these areas during that time were extremely thriving. We had banks and multiple businesses, real community. And these Europeans came out from watching that movie and went crazy. And as you can, you know, if you can read some of that, it killed about 100 Moors here in Atlanta in 1906. Just went on down the street and just burned everything up and started shooting folks after watching that movie. But I think that speaks to what you're speaking on as far as these different acts of hatred and jealousy, slander, lewdness, these lower self acts, you know, have in many ways turned us into that. I don't know if you ever heard that allegory about was it a gnat that they put in a jar, like a little circus flea? No, circus flea. You put them in a jar, and then basically they can pretty much jump out of the jar. But if you keep that lid on them, they get trained to stay inside that jar when you take the lid off. So, you know, that's what I keep thinking about when I hear you saying what you're saying, which made me want to pull this up to show that, yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma, happened all over this country during that time. It was probably a 40-year period, roughly, or more, probably 80 years, where various cities of ours, towns of ours, or even towns that we shared with others, but our particular part of the town just happened to be the most thriving. And the European, the Ku Klux Klan, and their clandestine organization known as the Night Riders all worked together in collusion to destroy a lot of our towns and thrive in areas.
True indeed. True indeed. True indeed. Before we come on the back end, I want to share with some things about Told. You good, my brother?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, because I want you to come back on the back end and bring it up to 2017 as to what's happening today. But before we do that, I want to direct people's attention to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, listen, I don't think people really get the significance of what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. For some reason, I think people downplay, and what I mean by downplay, I don't think it really emotionally touches them. What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Let's first of all, man, listen, I want y'all to feel this, man. I mean, really, man, listen, if you say that you're conscious, you should be able to hear something, paint a picture, and put yourself right there. Become a part of it, that it may invoke something in you to do something for you. That's what true knowledge should do. It should invoke something in you to do something for you. And that's with all true and divine knowledge and good information. Y'all feel me? So I want to share with you Tulsa, Oklahoma, family. And now, Tulsa, Oklahoma, man, I'm telling you, our people are genius. This is when the town was thriving in 1921. Now, take time and look at this. All of these buildings was owned by our people. Every car you see, they just came off the assembly line 10 years ago. Model T Fords. Every car you see, owned by our people. Every building, every car, every stitch of cotton on that flag that's in this picture, owned by our people. Family, what happened? And I'm not saying what happened to Tulsa, what happened to the same thing that they had that made them endeavor to do what you see right there. This is the brother who was responsible for initiating it. Now, hold up. I want you to look at dates because, hey, maybe I'm O.W. Gurley. I don't know. But I'm trying to initiate something, but I don't got the paper that our brother, Mr. Gurley, had. But in 1906, O.W. Gurley, a wealthy, quote unquote, African American from Kansas, moved to Tulsa and purchased over 40 acres of land that he made sure was only sold to other African Americans, quote unquote. It's the article, people. Don't get all in your Moorish emotions. In today's time, somebody will call that racist. I ain't selling nothing to anybody who's not descended from where I'm descended from. They would call that racist. In 1906, because the racism was so strong, they couldn't call it nothing. They had to call it what it was. We doing for us. It said Gurley also used the area to give refuge to quote unquote African Americans running from harsh oppression in Mississippi. That's what this brother did. The Greenwood neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma housed one of the most successful quote unquote black economies in American history. The area is now commonly referred as the Black Wall Street. Most of the businesses and homes were burnt down in the Tulsa race riot of 1921. There was no race riot. It was an act of terrorism. One of the facts is that the money stayed inside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It said the dollar circulated 36 to 100 times in this tight-knit community, which means the grocery store, their tell or their money was spent at the laundromat in the neighborhood. The laundromat owner money was spent at the shoe shop neighborhood shoe shop. The shoe shop money was spent at the wood shop, the carpenter. That's what it means by circulated. They didn't buy outside of their community. And it circulated 100 times. Do you know what 100 times is? It says, according to SafewayView.com, a single dollar may have stayed in Tulsa for almost a year before leaving the quote-unquote black community. Comparatively, in modern times, a dollar can circulate in the Asian community for a month, Jewish community for 20 days, quote-unquote white communities for 17. But it leaves the modern-day quote-unquote black community in 6 hours. Meaning the moment that you get a dollar, you're going to buy something with somebody who's not going to do anything in your community. They have no interest within 6 hours. Because we don't have a community at this point. When we say buy black, that brother might go buy some blunts with the Pakistanians. Because you know, weed real popular now. You know what I mean? Weed is a popular thing, and it still is. You know what I mean? So they need that blunt. It's gone out the community. The primary focus, what they would call at that time Little Africa success, were economics. The focus needs to be economic, racial pride, and racial unity. That's what I'm talking about with the Moorish community. Economics. You don't have to believe like me as it relates to the Moorish Science Temple of America, religious principles and tenets. You don't have to believe that. But economics, put your money together. If you can't build it, support me to build it. Racial pride. Be proud of who you are. We are descendants from the inhabitants of Africa. And racial unity. Let's work together and make it happen. The so-called Black Americans took great pride in home and business ownership. Right now, we teach our children to go fill out an application. And they depended entirely on themselves. Everybody they knew were successful. And most importantly, they looked like them. If someone home accidentally burnt down, this is community. This ain't no conscious community. This is real community. If someone home accidentally burnt down, the community will come together and build this family a new home within 2 weeks. Stop, wait a minute, up jump the boogie. If anybody ever heard me demonstrate, I said, if anybody ever heard me demonstrate, I said, with the donations, me and other Moorish Americans are going to build for free. People are going to put their money in to help purchase. We're going to help purchase, and we're going to build my expertise and other brother expertise. What expertise I have to offer. What my brother G. Turner L. had to offer. And I'm going to throw a couple brothers in there. The Grand Sheik of Temple, I think, is 78. Barnes L. That's right. He got some skills, too. Bring them in, too. My brother from down Florida moving to, North Carolina, say he was moving to Georgia. He offered. A few other brothers. My brother Fenty Bay, from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He got skills. We're going to donate our skill. But we just need finance. These houses go for $5,000. You know what I'm saying? We need finance, and we need like-minded people that think their conditions can be better. And so that's how we're moving with it. We need finance, and we need people who at least think that we can repeat and safeguard this time what we build. Again, it say, when the community was burned down in Tulsa, race riot, but like I said, it wasn't no race riot. It was an act of terrorism. Over 800 people were admitted to surrounding hospitals. An estimated 10,000. You don't even know what 5,000 Asiatics together look like. An estimated 10,000 were left homeless. 35 city blocks housing 1,256 residences were destroyed. And 600, you hear me? You hear me? All of these people didn't think alike. 10,000. Let me stop this camera. I'll get to yelling. I'm going to calm down. Family, 10,000 people in the Tulsa, Oklahoma community did not think alike, nor did they see God alike, nor did they worship together or alike at all places. They had churches all over the area, over the 40 acres. They had churches all over there. They probably had Protestant, Baptist, Catholicism. They probably had all sorts of type of Christianity going on because they didn't see things alike spiritually. However, they seen their situation and their plight as equal. They seen the racism as equal. They seen the slaughter of their people as equal. They seen their money funny and they changed strange. So they decided that we're going to put aside our religious beliefs and our religious concepts to work together for a greater good. And they went to build it. But it was initiated by one man. I'm asking, man, let's stop playing with this. Let's stop listening to the narrative that we can't do nothing together because we don't believe spiritually alike. Well, heck, if we don't believe spiritually alike, then the Kemetic community create a community like the Moors trying to create. If so I can buy something from you. The Hebrew community create a community that the Moors can appreciate and come and contribute to the upward climb of that community and contribute to the financial and economic stability of that community by buying goods and services from that community. And you Moors that claim that you have the answer for everything, you should be the first one contributing. I ain't seen one donation from our Ali's men. Shots fired, call it what you want. I ain't seen one donation from those who say they on the front line. Not one. I know some people don't like me, but this is an ideal. This is an ideal that is consistent with the prophet's teachings. This is an ideal that's consistent. You understand? It's consistent. That's right. My brother, let me tell you, my brother Akhenaten Bey, every time I put up a GoFundMe, he first to donate. I'm not talking about those who donated, because you know who you are. I love you and I appreciate you. And y'all frontline soldiers believe in the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's program, because this is the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's program. You don't have to know Prophet Noble Drew Ali, but this is the Prophet Noble Drew Ali program. Let me get started. There is no. Oh, let's start Nelson. I know you got me. I'm not talking about the genuine people. Let's talk about y'all. But there is no nation without community. There is none. I don't care about the Moorish American government talking about going to the United Nations. I don't care if Buchanan Bay talking about that you are the United States Republic. If you ain't got no community, you ain't got nothing. Yes. Hey, Warren L., you know, salute. Man, let me do a disclaimer. For all those who have supported me from day one, y'all know we rock, we good. For all those that intend to support, y'all know we good. For all those who have no intentions of supporting, I still got love for you. But it's not consistent with the Prophet's program. It's not consistent with the Prophet's program. You ain't got it like me. Man ideal is his God. And as man unfold, as God unfold. This is idealistically more science. And for that alone, whether you like me or not, $10 ain't gonna kill you. $10 ain't gonna kill you. And if you really caked up, 20 ain't gonna kill you. But a lot of times we just talk more, son. We like talking. We like talking. We like the round of applause when we give a nice lesson out. We like 65 people on some live stream. But we don't want to get our hands dirty. No, they might blow it up. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do it anyway. How about that? We're going to do it anyway because I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm going to keep on pushing. I'm going all the way. And I ain't letting nobody outside of conscious people, descendants from the inhabitants of Africa, get in for false means, which means there will be no capitalistic investment going on with what we doing. It's going to be for the people, by the people. And I don't care what community you from. You ain't got to believe it because I know. We have some groups that do for the group that they're a part of. And they exclude everybody else unless you join the group. I'm not that guy. Anyway, An estimated 10,000 were left homeless. 35 city blocks housing 1,256 residents was destroyed, and 600 business was lost, including 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores. 30 grocery stores. Y'all hear me, people? 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, and a hospital. Come on, man. We got to do better, man. I'm asking just to start. The Ku Klux Klan led riot last for over 16 hours. 30 grocery stores. I'm saying, man, listen, man. I'm saying, let's just start. Let your brother start. Help me to start. And let the next generation have something to build with. Let the next generation have something to build with. In the initial years after the riot, surviving residents began to rebuild the once vibrant city. It thrived again until, here we go, desegregation. They dropped the new bomb. They dropped the new bomb. Desegregation of the 1950s and 60s began to entice, quote unquote, the black people of that time, of the time, to live elsewhere. Meaning we wanted to use, let me finish. Meaning we wanted to use the European's toilet. Meaning his water was more wet than our water. His ice was more cold than our ice. His food was hotter from his stove than our food came out of our stove. So we wanted to sit down where he was at. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, if that's what you want to do. And you should still enjoy other people's cultures. But charity starts at home. Charity starts at home. That's why you see people wrapping these Europeans up in turbans and calling them Moors. Because they don't know where home at. They love to mix up into the pot when home ain't right. Home ain't right, and you wrapping a European up in a turban. Got a European brother taking out a nationality card when he clearly have a nationality card. See, this is what happened. Desegregation. It's not saying you can't go to the Italian neighborhood, enjoy some spaghetti, but make sure yours is right. It ain't like you can't go to a German neighborhood and enjoy a hot dog, a frankfurter. That was they call them type of things. See, I know a little something called frankfurter. I think it come from Germany. I think I'm right. Anyway, the point of the matter is, home ain't right. We don't have nothing. We got a bunch of stars with a bunch of money, but we ain't got nothing. So little old me, little old Tahaka Bay, saying, listen, they got houses in Baltimore, they got houses in Detroit, they got houses in Atlanta, they got houses in everywhere on the planet Earth that we call America and beyond, that we can get for dirt cheap. And we can start right there, build an economy, and move to the next level. We don't need to do like O.W. Gurley. See, he caught the gold rush. See, y'all ain't know that part. Yeah, he caught the gold rush. We don't need to catch the gold rush right now. All we need is a couple thousand dedicated people that's willing to sacrifice a few dollars that they're going to throw away anyway at McDonald's or Burger King, GameStop, Chinese people with the blunts or whatever. You feel me? Real talk. Let me shut my phone down because I don't want nobody to disturb me. That's my auntie. That's my auntie. You If you're watching Auntie, I'm doing something on the show. I'm in it now. I'm in there now. I'm in there. You gotta wait. Anyway, before I call my brother Gabriel and Denzel, let me finish with this these few slides I got left, because I want to really put some emphasis on what I'm talking about here. It says desegregation of the 1950s and 60s began to entice so-called black people of the time to live elsewhere, causing Black Wall Street to never again be what it once was. Here we go. By May 31st, 1921, Little Africa, Black Wall Street, had grown to a population of 10,000 quote-unquote Black African-American residents with more than 600 successful businesses, not just 600 businesses, 600 successful businesses, including 30 grocery stores, 21 restaurants, 21 churches. I was wrong. Why you need 21 churches is everybody think alike? That means everybody don't see God alike. And it's okay. So anybody out there that's in what they call a conscious community say we can't work together because I want you to believe the Moorish God and the Hebrew want them to believe the Hebrew God, that's a farce. That's nonsense. Of course we can work together and you can serve whoever you want to serve, but it's the people first. It's the people first, because we in the more, let me stop this. I'm gonna shake somebody up real quick. Young man. You can serve whoever you want to serve, but it's the people that you serve first. Because we in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we have a faith that says when you serve man, woman, child, you serve Allah. It's the people first. It's not your idealistic points of view. It's the people first. Because we, again, who subscribe to the teachings of the Prophet Noble Ali, have a faith that we stand on. We serve God by serving our brother man, our sister woman. That's how we serve God. Don't think we serve God with a fez. We serve God because we got a fez on, or because we got the red flag with a 5-pointed green star. We serve God by serving our brother. Come get served. We got you. Has nothing to do with you joining the Moorish Science Temple of America. Has nothing to do with you calling God Allah. Has nothing to do with that. We are in the same boat, and we must pull ourselves up out of this boat. This boat is going down the river with a waterfall at the end. And we must pull ourselves out of this boat. It's going to take each and every one of us. It's going to take the Nation of Islam. It's going to take that think the same way. Now, I'm not talking about people that's in groups or organizations that think that organization cannot work with other organizations and live in the same neighborhood. I'm not talking about that. But it's going to take Nation of Islam. It's going to take Hebrews. It's going to take Christians. It's going to take a Kemetic community. It's going to take all those who think their conditions can be better. And idealistically, that economics can make it work. Because I'm pretty sure if this community, not if, when this community get built and we have a vacant storefront, I'm pretty sure a Kemetic guy wouldn't mind opening up his shop in the Moorish village, in the community. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost guaranteed. When we 1,000 strong, I'm almost guaranteed. I mean, it is what it is. Almost guaranteed. Let me do this last slide to bring my brother in. Well, we working good time. We got good time tonight. I'm talking, but we working good time. Okay. Anyway, I get to going on. It says, in a time, make sure this is the right one. Okay. I wanted to get back here. And 2 movie theaters, of course, there was a bank, libraries, schools, and a bus company. And my question is, what can we do in 20 years? What can we do in 20 years? Will we even attempt it? I got about 4 more slides, but before that, I want my brother Gabriel Hernandez to chime in, and then we'll go and talk about
Islam. Not sure if the family can hear me. Let me see here. All right, so looks like I may be on here alone. Brother Taharka, looks like his live feed dropped. So this is what I'm gonna do here, family. I'm not sure if y'all can hear me or not. I'm gonna re-sign in. It could be
with me, I made a mistake. I made a mistake and hit the wrong button. I got excited. Okay. I got excited. I got excited. I hit the wrong button. So I said, yeah, and then we're going to talk about the things that today that cripples us. It makes us scared to donate $10 because Taharka Bey might take your $10, $20. You know what I mean? Because if he gets $10, $20 from 1,000 people, that's a lot of money. And what is he going to do with all that money? Is it really going to build something? Let me tell you something. Think rationally. Think rationally. Stop having weird phobias. If you lose $10, it's only $10. You're going to waste that. You lose 20, you're going to waste that. But in reality, where would I stand within the paradigm of uplifting our people if I delayed or if I just basically took the change and never materialized this ideal that I've been campaigning on for the last few months? Where does that leave me? I love my people. I desire to be unified with my people. I will never be able to be unified with my people if I do something that dirty and low down. Maybe other people can take our people money and live high and mighty. But I love my people. I love the regular people. I love the common folk. I want to go to the hood and holler at my brother Wolf. I want to go to the hood and holler at my brother PFK Boom. I want to go to the hood and holler at my brothers from around the way. That's what I want to do. And my principle, even before I subscribed fully to the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, my principle won't allow me to do something that dirty. So I have a little confidence. Don't let that slave mentality clutch that little bit of change that can actually be the start of something big. Brother Gabriel Hernandez, take the floor, add on something, brother, and then I'm gonna wrap it up with 4 slides, and then we're gonna bring it on to 2017, and we're gonna wrap it on up, my brother. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I'll say this first. The people that are on, subscribe to your channels, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, definitely need to go ahead and donate. It's $10 or whatever you can donate, because as you can see, the brother is really on a mission to build here. And I can identify with it because I'm on that same mission. And after listening to you speak here, and although this was already the plan and the mission anyway, but I had never really put it out there publicly. And I have the picture up, I'm sure you can see that's one angle of the 40 acres. And, I'm basically putting it out there. That's our Moorish Wall Street. That's 40 acres. Just like the brother got started with that. That's ours. That's in the name of the Moorish Science Temple right now. That's ours. So anybody that's interested, that, like you said, ain't scared, that really want to put this thing together, let's go. Wherever you find a, you know, if you got a talent, a skill, put it up. The land is already there. So now at this point, all we have to do is build.
Exactly. And Brother Gabriel Hernandez, one thing that I put a lot of emphasis on is and here in Baltimore, that could be the start. And that land right there could be the conclusion.
There you go.
If you will. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
With that being said, let me go to these last few little slides, and I just want to put a little bit emphasis on Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just one more second, a little bit more. So, when you look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, and our people that watched this or heard about it, I believe that they passed it down all the way to this generation. Whether y'all heard about it directly or whether y'all watch your parents go and look for a job instead of create a job. This is the residual thinking of if we build something, they're going to tear it up anyway. So what's the point? Give me a job, master. It said, in a time when the entire state of Oklahoma had only 2 airports, 6 families owned their own planes. Do y'all dream of that without being a rapper? And these rappers only leasing these jets anyway. Only maybe less, I can count on my hand who own them and still have fingers left. The average income for a so-called black family was well over what minimum wage is today. Dr. Simon Barry, listen, why can't we create our own bus system? You pay taxes for the road. Dr. Simon Barry, who owned the bus system in Tulsa, recalls that in 1910, his average income was around $500 a day. Do you know what that is in this day and time? Do you think you can make that type of money and you're not dribbling a basketball or patting some man on the behind because he scored a touchdown or making some vulgar, stupid mumble rap song? Shout out to all my mumble rappers. I love you too. I like that music. But the point that this is, keep it in context. Shout out to Future. That's my man. But you know what I mean? All the other stuff, them low ones, you know them low ones. Shout out to Migos, because it do be rocking. But that's not my point. The context is everybody don't have to be a rapper. Everybody don't have to play basketball and baseball. I mean, and you know, Cuba took over the baseball. But you get my point. We could be some gigantic businessmen and women. You know what I mean? So here we have, the question is, what happened to all those bodies? It was 10,000 people. No one knows exactly what happened to all those bodies. This is how treacherous this era of time was. Many of the survivors mentioned bodies were stacked like cords of wood. Do you know what cords of wood is? If y'all ain't from the country, cords of wood is what you buy to put on a fireplace. They lined up on top of each other, bundled, if you will. That's a cord of wood. They said that's how the bodies was. Look at this. This would scare y'all to build something. This why y'all scared. That's why y'all can't donate $10 to your brother. This what it is. I mean, it said the Tulsa race ride, which wasn't a race ride, it was a massacre conducted Commission conducted archaeological digs, whatever, y'all get my point, to test the soil for the unmarked graves around the area. The tests revealed that hundreds of bodies had been buried outside of the cemetery, which means these Europeans just say it is what it is. This is a doctor of the community. 40-year-old surgeon. A 40-year-old surgeon. Is this why we don't want to build nothing? This is why. This is why when our son make a vulgar rap song, we get excited. Or we see that he dribbling a ball real nice, we get excited. We don't want to be educated like this 40-year-old surgeon. We don't want a community because, heck, they just going to bomb it. If we get too big, they just going to blow it up and burn it up. Is this the reason? I think that's a lot of the reason, and we don't even know it because we won't even endeavor to build nothing for ourselves. This says the National Guard arrived and placed numerous, quote unquote, Black Americans in detention concentration camps where they languished for months before being released. And this is their town. And this is what y'all scared of. Because support for this idea is minimal. I get more support for a video coming at Sinetta than support to put some concrete on the ground. But it's going to get done. I ain't begging you. I'm asking you. It's our problem. It's going to get done. But it's just something how I get more support for coming at Sinetta, Shaka Utmost, and any of our brothers from the HOK platform. Yet, the same people think that this is just a YouTube show and presentation. It's really much more than that. It's much more than that. Family, this is way bigger than YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This is way bigger than YouTube. It's about creating something for us and by us. Hey, sis, don't block these guys. I'm gonna get at them now. I wasn't reading the chat, but I'm trying to see what these brothers are saying. If somebody talking slick, we can talk about that too. You know what I mean? I want to see what they're saying now. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people be blocked in the chat, but I ain't got no problem with addressing it. I see we mad, ain't we? But the point of the matter is that family, we have to start from somewhere. And we can't depend on the same brothers like Akhenaten, Fenty Bays, and the Hernandez L's, and the Talik L's, and the Williams Bays, and all the Bays and L's, and the people I know to continue to give $10 and this week, $10 that week. When on this channel, we got 4,000 subscribers. I already said 1,000 of them. 1,000 of them are probably agents. For real, they want to see what we're doing. Just trying to build a community. Message to the agents, just trying to build a community. That's it. Same way the Mexicans got their community. That's it. Same way Italians have their community. That's it. Nothing more. That's all. I mean, I don't want to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken no more. That's it. I don't want to. I don't like it no more. It don't sit with my stomach right. I mean, but with that, if you are scared of what's to happen or what has happened, they definitely are reinforcing it with police brutality. And police brutality is not going to stop. It's not going to stop. The only way it's going to stop if we have some form of cooperative unity. Cooperative unity means, as the Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches us in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we have to have religious tolerance. We have to have religious tolerance. Islam family, welcome to Moorish World TV. Who I'm speaking with? Hold up, family. Hey, I got a call in. He must have saved the number. Let me put him up here real quick. This is a surprise. I like this because this is the people show, and the people gotta speak on their point of view. Are you there? Are you there, my brother?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, brother, you live on Moorish World TV. This is a friend of the show, a great brother who I definitely consider my friend of the show and a friend of mine. Brother, y'all see, I've been working today. I still got paint on my arm. Good goodness gracious. Anyway, talk to me, Augustus Kane. How you doing, brother?
Living well. Like always.
Talk to me. What brings you here to call on the show, brother?
Are you still taking calls right now? I just tuned in.
Now you all right? I ain't even put the number out there, brother. You called. You're a friend of the show. The floor is yours. Talk to me.
Okay, you're talking about building your community. I see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm down with that. I'm down with building our own community, our own stores, our own supermarkets, our own malls, our own hospitals, our own government, our own benefits, our own supplies. I mean, anything you name it.
Brother, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, somebody asked me about the virtual temple. Let me tell them, give me a moment. Let me ask you a question. Are you willing to sacrifice a few dollars and donate?
Donate. I would sacrifice my whole entire paycheck.
Now, I don't want you to do that, brother, because it's our problem and we must do it together. You see what I'm saying? But would you willing to, the link is at the bottom of the page, brother, to any of the sites to donate, because it's our problem. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali says the Negro problem is being solved only as it can. Something to that degree. He says it's your problem. It's our problem. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So don't donate your whole paycheck, but just make a little contribution, if you will, my brother. Because when you come to Baltimore, you're going to be at the bed and breakfast. If you want to move to Baltimore, we got a spot for you. And Augustus Kane, you're not a professed Moorish American, are you?
No, but I follow the movement.
But that's what the point that I'm making is, brother, do me and you rock?
Yes, sir. Always.
The point that I'm making is that we don't have to see things idealistically alike. But you are my brother, and I've always treated you as such, and you have always treated me as such. You know what I mean, my brother?
I hear you.
So that's how. So that's how we're going to do this thing. Anything else you want to close, you're going to make me put the number out now. I got to put the number out now.
My bad.
Hey, why don't you go to the chat and put the number in the chat for me? I forgot the call-in number.
Which call? Okay.
The number you just called. Can you put it in the chat for me?
All right, we still hold on. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say to the family?
All right. before I get off, I want to say peace to everybody. Peace and blessings, blessings to each and every one. And shout out to Moorish TV and bless to Moorish TV and to Honka Bay. You know, always continue to do this work, not do this work. Continue to build the community up until you do. So until this day, I say Islam.
Islam, my brother. Hey, look. So that's just how it is, family. Let me call this. I want to get some more calls in. Hey, brother, Gabriel Hernandez, anything you want to share with me, brother? I like to talk to the people. Let me see if the people want to call in.
Yeah, more. I pulled up some of those statistics you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, brother, come with them.
And I could just share a few of those real quick.
Yeah, please do that. Then I want to put the number in, and let's get 15 minutes for the people to call in and talk to the family. You know what I mean? Now, let's talk to the
people. Yeah, this one right here. This is pretty. You know, it's pretty mind-boggling because this is a number. This number is probably from this past week, but as you can see, since January 1st, police have killed over 964 people this year alone in the United States. So, you know, the reason why this came up, because I was doing some research or coming across these numbers, and there's other websites that have more accurate, up-to-date numbers, plus they have the actual videos attached to it. So this stuff is being tracked pretty well. Now, those of us that really care about this information, I just wanted to show this one Moorish brother out in Syracuse. I'm sure some of you are familiar with him, Brother Khaled Bey. You know, he actually took and did, you know, he did some work on behalf of that. And you can see Syracuse counselor replace use of force policies that give cops a license to kill. Khaled Bey sent a letter asking to repeal and replace use of force policies for cops. And, you know, these types of things have to happen on our behalf so that we can deal with these issues. And this brother, you know, this Moorish brother is, you know, stepping to that front line. And I want to say that this particular article is from last year, but I wanted to share it because I think it, you know, it really tells a tale of how to, you know, because we talk a lot about what's our problem, you know, what are we going through as a community, but really as Moorish Americans, I think we have a very vital position, because our position lies in the solution, and you know, to all of these ills. And this is one example that, you know, shows that it's as simple as writing this legislation, becoming civic minded, and getting involved with some of these issues so that we can put an end to this. And again, this also ties in to this whole Ku Klux Klan situation, you know, dealing with Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a lot of the things that happened with the so-called race riots, which were definitely terrorist attacks on our people. And so, you know, this is just another issue that I wanted to deal with. And I pulled up a lot of statistics dealing with this, but I don't even want to really put them all out there, because at the end of the day, they're pretty grim, you know. But that first one pretty much tells the tale, with almost 1,000 people already killed. So they've been averaging 3 people a day. You know, to me, it almost looks like some type of quota they're trying to fill. But I'm very convinced, based on the research and the data over the last 100 years, that these murders, these killings that are done on behalf of the police are mostly primarily a plan that has been put in place by Klan members. A lot of these Klan members, they recruit within the police departments. And so to me, I think this is some type of a sport for them.
Indeed. And brother, do you think that have any bearing on the building that has halted and just, I mean, the building of community has halted?
Oh, yeah, again, back to the point I made earlier. This is the classic, yeah, flea in the jar.
Yeah, okay. That's so absolutely, brother. Hey, I got a nice surprise right now. My good brother, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and then he got to let the mic go, and then let me come back in because I'm gonna get excited. I already know. This is the first time he called in the show, but this brother right here excites me. I mean, and you know how you say no homo or pause and all that. I ain't saying all that. The brother excites me because of his passion for more science, the love of the prophet, and developing his higher self and separating it from his lower self. This is a young brother, industrious brother. Who you be, brother? Talk to the people. Let them know who you are, where you come from.
Islam, Islam, Islam. Praise Allah and honor to his holy and illustrious prophet, Prophet Noble Ali.
Islam.
World TV. Out to the Moors that are demonstrating and uplifting following humanity. This brother, D. Kinsey Bay from Walla Walla, Washington, Temple 22. And, you know, I just want to say that Brother Tahaka Bay is doing the great work of uplifting our fallen humanity. And,
come on, bro. Come on.
I want to do my due diligence and getting my finances in order to assist the brother as well. What's been happening out here in Walla Walla, I've been working, trying to get into the jail, doing the jail ministries, and eventually work out to the federal penitentiaries in Washington State. In addition to that, just for the Moors to have some hope, because we know that's the beacon light. I am 23 years young, got the opportunity and privilege to learn about the Prophet Noble Ali at 13 years young. And had the pleasure of meeting my brother Tahaka Bay off the Turnbuckle Bay at a convention last year. So praise Allah. So, you know, it's important for us to be humble and, you know, do our best in eradicating our emotions and keep them in the bounds of righteousness. You know, I would also say that, you know, there's a lot of work that we all have to do, and, you know, Facebook and YouTube and things of that nature is not necessarily where it's at. That's just a stepping stone to galvanize the people to get them to act, because Moors are active, not passive. So
Facts.
That's all I really wanted to say, brother, man. I praise Allah for the opportunity to speak on this platform. You know, eventually, inshallah, I'll be able to be at the seat over there right next to you as your young protege, if you will.
Hey, brother, that's definitely going to happen, because I'm not going to be sitting right here. I'm going to be, within a year or two, I'm going to be broadcasting from the Moorish village. We're going to have antennas everywhere. That's right. We're going to be on satellite radio. We're going to be at Morgan State University. We're going to be everywhere. I'm not going to stop until the word get out that the Prophet Noble Ali is a prophet of God, and he has normalized the lifestyle of those who thought they were Negro, black, and colored people. He have taken them from that and made them normal, because that old stuff is foreign to us. I don't know why we adopted it. So we back in our rightful state of mind, and I want the world to know. You know what I mean? So absolutely, you're gonna be riding shotgun. You know what I mean? So my brother, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I definitely appreciate you, and I look forward to one day you coming on the show and breaking down some of that science that you be using to bring your people. And when I say your people, I know you know that your family members are subscribing, because your cousin, which you told me was your cousin, I didn't know was your cousin, reached out to me and asked for some songs and asked me about the show. I mean, the sister is very enthusiastic.
Yes, sir.
About the Moorish Science Temple of America and the Prophet Noble Ali. And brother, I tell you, I honor you for the work that you're doing, because charity starts at home. And not to mention your father and those who are close to you, that you are bringing into the prophet's ideal by the will of Allah, brother. I honor you for that, you know, because everybody want to run. Let me tell you something, brother. Everybody want to run to all of these other organizations, whether they be Christian, whether they be Muslim, whether they be community-based, and their home life ain't right. You see what I'm saying? Charity starts at home. Everybody want to run and fix the temple up. Everybody want to fix everybody else up, but their home life ain't right. Charity starts at home. So I honor you for the old adage that charity starts at home, and you hitting it and knocking it out the park. How you going to go and save your community when inside the walls of your house ain't right? Inside the blood that runs through your veins ain't right. Got to start there first. And more, I honor you for that. More, anything in closing, in case somebody else want to call in real quick, y'all can call in. Pick up the phone, 667-239-3645. Islam, more, anything in closing?
Well, I wanted to say we watching you live right now, and my mom just she's just elated and very blessed that her seed has sprouted into a body beautiful. Islam.
Praise the Lord. Let me do that. Mama! That's how I yell at my mama when I call her. I say, Mama! I love you, Mama. That's if my mama watching, I do it all the time. That's how I show my endearment to my mother. You know what I mean? I yell through the phone, Mama! And so,
Islam, more. You demonstrate right now.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Hey, and we're going to make this work out because we are the children of one Father. Provided for by his care, man. God has taken care of us. God has brought us to this point. And God has brought us from a place that we don't even know what was going on. So we are them people that God is going to take us over the top. As long as we stick together and have faith, we're going to be good. You feel me?
Praise Allah. Honor, more. Honors.
Peace and love. Anybody want to call in? This is my brother from Walla Walla, Washington. I'm out, my brother. Peace. This is my brother from Walla Walla, Washington. Young brother, man, doing his thing. And I encourage people to do that thing. And I'm going to say it one more time. Kenzie May, tell your mother I said, Mama! I ain't worried about what y'all think. Man, that Moorish guy is silly. That's right. I love my people. Let me see. My man Melanin Rich, Nagaz said, quick sidebar. Over here in England, there are many places that still have Moorish names, but no Moors actually living there. Thought I'll put that out there. Well, Melanin Rich Nagaz, there are places in the United States also like that. And it's Moors there. It's just Moors are not honoring their forefathers and foremothers, meaning that they forgot who they are. They're still there. They forgot who they are. They forgot the greatness because the Moors civilized the world of the Europeans. He helped bring them out of the dark ages. He helped taught them the things that they used against us today. We forgot who we are. The Moors did that. You know what I mean? The Moors did that. Peace and love, Amy Evans. But the Moors are back. The Moorish Americans are going to endeavor to bring this science to the people. It's the science of the days of old being demonstrated today. It's the same science. My brother, before we get out of here, brother Gabriel Hernandez, anything else you want to throw at us, brother? We at the 10 o'clock hour. Ain't nobody calling in, so I'm about to get up out of here. I got things to do. I got to get up tomorrow, go get this bread, and try to get some money for this community, brother.
I'll be doing the same thing. Yeah, I just you know, it was an excellent show. I think you touched on some really powerful points, and I just wanted to shout out to the audience, Sister Nelson, Sister Dawn Wright L, Brother Tyrone, Brother Akhenaten, you know, and you know, most people don't know, but I was introduced to Moorish science officially by Brother Akhenaten through his radio show. About 24, 25 years ago.
That's powerful.
I was 14 years old, brother, and I used to listen to the brother's show, and he really put me on to a lot of information. So just wanted to say honors to that brother. Big shout out, and yeah, peace to the family.
And brother, I'm telling you, that brother, let me real quick. I forget the station tune. I'm about to find it real quick.
89.3.
There we go. So go ahead one more time, brother.
89.3 WRFG.
Exactly. And if you have to, go get the app. The other night I went to sleep to Tunica L reading the Quran because he plays the audio version. And I was playing that demonstration while I was reading, and before you know it, the lesson was on my chest, and I was out cold. And Tunica L with that baritone was right in my ear. I said, man, what's going on right here? That Tunica L with that baritone, Allah in his wondrous ways. Like, what are you talking about? No, turn this off. Tunica L rocking out with me at 2 in the morning. What's wrong with you? Now, I don't know what time it was, but it is what it is. But family, I'm telling you, on a serious note, we are going to build this community one brick at a time. But it's going to take you, and it's going to take me, and it's going to take all those who believe that we can do better than what we've done. It's going to take a whole bunch of people that believe. It's going to take a whole lot of people who believe. You're going to have to believe. It is what it is. If you don't believe, then it's just not going to happen. You got to believe. You know, we got to do what we got to do. And it is what it is. It is what it is. If we not going to support it, then in short, it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? And what I mean is not going to happen is, even if I build it, y'all think it's better to live with the Europeans or something, or better to live out in the wilderness by yourself and be an island to yourself. So if we don't change that state of mind, no matter what I build or what we build, we got to live together. You know what I mean? If we don't change that state of mind, it ain't gonna happen. I'm about to say something to make you not like me. You might catch feelings and you might want to fight me, but I don't really care. I'ma say it anyway. Why most committed guys seem soft, you know. I'm not saying all but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry Oaks wearing makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop. This is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs ever wore mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let the D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why and why? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was gone, the white man, the devil, now the white man. But better yet, the European and the Mars and the beam by the soul by Korean. I'm talking what I'm saying. I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman a pig and you got a daughter? Talking about the Hebrews, the demonized women, and choose Esau. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right, but you can't fool me if you make a little noise. And deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. If you really want to ride, let's take it to the beach. Get revenge on the people killed by the police. Yeah, that's right. Y'all ain't busting and breaking. It appears that you fear and you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided because I wear flares and she wear hope and he wear dreads? But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We long to get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The thing we divided because I got a fence and you wear punk and she wear dreads. The thing we divided because I wear fence. The music don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear punk and he got dreads. You want me to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you. So do. We haven't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built a town to hold us down. Paperwork can't free us. We looking like clowns. Never been to the temple, claim we follow the prophet. I follow the prophets and I understand logic. People in the temple tell they hit the streets. Everybody do their part and we ain't getting relief. The murderer can be more than just going crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. We laced with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we don't know a little something, but we just run, cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided, cause I got a fast, and she got a cross, and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fast, and he got an uncle, and he got dreads. The bitches don't start dancing off in the head. You think